Hey there, I'm Mr. Terry, high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher Acts video. All right, I've been in the mood for some laughs recently, and I don't think anything has made me laugh harder than Philomena Cunk content. And interestingly, over the past maybe about 3-4 months, my older Philomena Cunk coverage has still been some of the continually highest viewed videos that I have on my channel. And I was wondering why that was happening recently. And then I saw on Netflix that she has a new special out called Cunk on Life. It made me excited because I want to find some more clips to be able to react to. So when looking for some of the new stuff, this compilation came up. All right, let's get started. All right, and this compilation of clips is also going to be linked down below. All right, let's see what we got here.
Have you heard of DNA?
DNA, yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Okay, so the title had this guy in it, and who is he? Professor Jim Al-Khalili, CBE. I've recognized him before. Professor of quantum physics at the University of Surrey. Okay.
We all have DNA.
Right.
Or do some of us have D or A, but not both?
Oh.
No, it's not D and
D and A.
It's 3 letters, D-N.
What does DNA stand
Can
for?
you tell by looking at me whether I have DNA?
Well, I know you have DNA because
Everybody
you're
does.
a living organism, and all life has DNA.
Galileo's full
I don't know if I wanted to make the joke, and I was, if it's D or A, I was going to be like, well, I've got D.
name was Galileo Figaro Magnifico, wasn't it?
I'm not sure
Bohemian
that's
Rhapsody?
right. I don't know.
That's what it says in Dominican Rhapsody.
Are you thinking of Bohemian Rhapsody?
What was his name then?
Well, as far as I'm aware, his name was Galileo Galilei.
Yeah.
Galileo Galilei.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like me being called Philomena Philomene.
It's true. I've always thought of that with Galileo. Like, it's such a, I don't know, it's not a lame name, but just Galileo, Galilei. It's like your parents, you got to change it up a little bit. Mr. Terry, Mr. Terry. I don't know how I would do that. That was brilliant, by the way.
Actually, I quite like that.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
mate Paul tried to create a new life form by inserting
new
his
stuff.
DNA into a grapefruit, but halfway through the experiment, the greengrocer started hitting him. Why is science so controversial?
So he's right now trying to process, how did that all come together? By the way, I remember I haven't covered again her stuff in a while, but I had asked, I remember, who is the Paul? She always talking about her friend Paul, and you guys were doing pretty good on the lore. I need to get caught back up on her Paul friend. Okay, what's he got?
Sorry, that question didn't follow from your story. Of
exactly.
No, it changed, yeah. How do we know we're not in a simulation?
We don't know. There are lots of smart
simulation
people
theory.
who think it is possible that we live in a
Any of you
simulation.
simulation
If this
people?
is a simulation, why is the computer making me ask you this?
Ooh.
Well,
Blew his mind.
from my perspective,
It blows
you
mine.
are asking a question, so I could imagine that you are being controlled by a computer. But
Do you feel like the simulation theory, by the way, is just kicking the bucket down the road further? Because it's like, okay, what is existence and all this? Oh, it's a simulation that somebody else created, some kind of higher beings or something. But then doesn't it just mean okay, well, who created them? And do we get to this endless circle of simulation theories? Is that what it is?
asking a question, so I could imagine that you are being controlled by a computer, but you may well feel that you have free will and you're asking those questions
I saw the
yourself.
Matrix, okay.
Why do I have to actually come and film this? Couldn't a computer just show it on the telly in the simulation?
True.
Or is that where I am?
We can't control the
do I
simulation.
exist at all? Why is this happening? Why isn't it just me eating a chocolate eclair in a loop, like in a GIF? I'd swap for that.
There's literally no answer for this.
Actually, are people in looping GIFs caught in a simulation? Is that what's happened to them? Where do wasps fit in?
I gotta think about, is that what's happening here? Or are they caught in whatever that Mandela effect, whatever process it is that's making that? I got so much to think about, Philomena.
Into the simulation. Is that what's happened to them? Where do wasps fit into the simulation?
Wait,
I'm not quite sure.
Wait, the bugs or the white Anglo-Saxon, what is it? Wasp? White Anglo-Saxon Protestant? Is that right?
Oh, how?
Sorry, it's a lot to unpick, isn't there? Should we move on to more hardcore scientific stuff?
Okay, new stuff.
Okay, so ghosts.
Right.
When a human body dies, which hole does the ghost come out of? North or south?
The butt. North or south?
I don't regard ghosts as a hard scientific subject, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not a ghost guy either. I'm not. Sorry if that disappoints people, but what do you got?
People say the universe came
And
out
by the
of
way,
a
it's
big
definitely the
bag.
butt.
I think
Why do people say the universe came out of a big bag?
Bang.
I think you mean Big Bang.
I love what you
A big bag that went bang.
No, just a Big Bang, no
messes up
bag.
the spelling.
Has anyone ever claimed responsibility for the Big Bang?
It just happened.
Well, I mean, theists might say that was by a god, I guess. I don't know.
So we're no nearer finding a culprit. Who invented civilization?
Ooh.
Civilization wasn't something that was invented or something that started abruptly.
True.
We talk about civilization once humans started agriculture, once they started building cities and creating laws. That was something that happened gradually in different parts of the world rather than just being invented suddenly.
True. Have you guys ever been taught, because I teach world history, and in like the basic core, there's this idea of called the 8 features of civilization. And I do think we're getting away from that a little bit, but like 8 things that are considered to be, I guess, necessary if we want to use this term civilization. So we got like cities, writing, religion, or like a belief system, art, architecture, public works, government. Did I say, I forget what if I said writing. What am I missing? Anyway, there are always exceptions to the rules. And by the way, if you learn those 8 features of civilization, when I said exceptionary, you might have got some John Green Mongol vibes going there. Absolutely the exception there.
Yeah, so
who?
it wasn't just one man who wanted to remain anonymous.
No.
Because that would be something we shouldn't go along with if it was.
Do you
Why?
mean we shouldn't go along?
If it's one man who wants to remain anonymous,
Yeah, we should just
there's
leave
something
him
a bit
alone.
shifty about that, isn't there? Let me tell you something. Don't dismiss it. In 2021, my Aunt Carol got engaged to a man called Bob Collins.
By the way, I haven't seen any of
But
these.
one day, he just vanished
Bob
and
Collins.
cleared out a bank account. And when she looked up the name Bob Collins,
Yeah.
she discovered he died in 1958.
Okay.
He'd been a ghost all along. The Wright brothers.
Oh, was that her proof of ghost? I feel like there's stuff I hadn't seen here. I thought I'd seen Cunk on Earth, but I feel like I'm seeing clips I either don't remember or I haven't seen. Are there more? Is there more Philomena stuff that isn't from Cunk on Life like out there? Guys, I need to get caught up on more of the lore and more of the stuff. This is so good. Especially when she gets to talk history. It makes me excited.
Did the first proper flight over 100 years ago. How come we're still not any closer to working out how aeroplanes actually work?
But we are. We know how they work today.
Thrust
But
and
in reality, how do they work?
gravity and
Well, we have mathematical
Velocity.
equations that describe the way the air flows over the wings of the aircraft.
Can you explain how they work without resorting to science?
plane go brrr. I don't know.
It's difficult not to explain the science behind it, but because of the shape of its wings, the force upwards is bigger than the force
Sorry,
downwards, so
that's
that
too much
pushes the
science.
plane up into the air.
Too much science.
Could it not just have
Sorry.
been someone impersonating Bob Collins?
No, there were photos of Bob Collins in 1958, and he looked totally different, which proves he disguised himself so she wouldn't know he was a ghost. You can't explain it, can you? It's terrifying.
Isn't the easier
Yep.
answer that he doesn't look like him because it's a different person altogether?
No.
No, it's
No.
a ghost. That's your
By the way, Diane Morgan, right? That's her name, the actress. She is so good. But I've also never seen her in anything else. I think maybe when I typed this, there was like a stand-up. I've never seen any of it. Like, does she do stand-up, and is stand-up good? Does she play any other funny characters as well? Let me know.
It's a ghost.
It's gotta be.
That's your theory. Do you want to hear my theory?
Okay.
Okay.
I think they run on belief. It's just because we believe planes can fly that they do. So the media has to keep up the pretense,
the
they're just going
Tinkerbell-
to start dropping out of the
the
sky.
Tinkerbell effect.
Same with Wi-Fi. There's no way that's real. We just have to go along with this pantomime or everything grinds to a halt.
Okay, so we can just believe things into existence. I like that. And I guess it has to be like a civilizationally like held belief. So can we all think of just like, okay, infinite amount of food so there's no hunger? Will that work? Let's start. Keep it up. Okay, keep going.
Will a computer ever be clever enough to play chess?
Yes.
Computers are already clever enough to play chess.
Really? This is chess we're talking about?
Yes, years ago, computers overtook human beings at chess.
But do they know what all the pieces do, like even the little horse ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the horse ones move in random directions, don't they? There's no pattern to it.
No, there is. They just move two in one direction and one in the other.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Did the computers work that out for us? The church thought...
You know what? Gaming like AI really is pretty amazing, and how good it's actually been since basically video games have existed. You look at old computer games and the early consoles, like when they started developing that, it really is amazing when you think about it and what it would have taken to like program that. Like if you had to program a chess game, we have such old chess games where you can play against the computer, but to teach it like the logic and all that, it really is super impressive when you think about it.
The sun went round...
So
Oh, right. Did the computers work that out for us? The church thought the sun went round the earth, but Galileo thought the earth went round the sun. Whose side are we on here?
We're most definitely on Galileo's side.
Yep.
As I think the church is today.
They did.
Is it possible there were...
I forgot, before she gets to that point, I forgot, if you guys remember, there was it like in the 90s or something like that, well, it wasn't when the church like admitted, okay, the heliocentric model, but like, isn't that when they like officially like forgave what they did to Galileo after? Because he ends up having to go on house arrest for the rest of his life because it challenged the geocentric belief that the Catholic Church had been believing in a place like Italy where he was from. That was very kind of damaging, but very cool though when he gets the proof, especially of the orbital stuff. When you look at, one thing he was able to do is build a telescope and made those observations around the moons around Jupiter, which kind of showed some existence of orbital patterns out there.
Both right and the sun and earth...
As I think the church is today.
Yeah.
Is it possible they were both right and the sun and earth go round each other? That would keep everyone happy. Can we just agree on that? People worry a lot about AI. What about you? That would keep everyone happy. Can we just agree on that? People worry a lot about AI.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
We're having to change ourselves about teaching, right? There's no more era of going home and assigning somebody a research paper to do. Nope. All that's in class right in front of you now. So we're going to adapt. So, us teachers, we're going to be adapting if we haven't already.
you mean, am I worried?
We're going to have to test more.
No, I mean, should they worry about you?
Oh,
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, people are worried about artificial intelligence because they think maybe one day it'll replace us human beings.
Yep.
I'm a human being. Why should you be worried about me?
No,
Skynet.
no, the letter U. They're all vowels, aren't they? A-I-U. What does the U in AI stand for?
Doesn't.
There isn't a U in AI.
Can we make something up for that? Artificial intelligence user?
So it's a secret then, the computer's hidden it. So how far was the first flight?
Well, on that day when the Wright
Wright brothers
carried out several flights, they were typically of the order of just a few hundred feet.
Yeah.
Right, well, they could have walked that.
Could have. It's impressive, though. Come on. Give credit.
The point.
When was the first flight that was long enough to need a toilet?
Once commercial flights developed, those flights became longer distance, and the passengers would have then needed some comforts like having a toilet on board.
I don't know. I mean, did we look at it close enough? Is there like a tube that you could, use for that? One of the things I like to share with my students, just to show how technology has changed, maybe flight technology has changed as much as anything that has, because you went from the Wright brothers in the first decade of the 1900s, and in 1969, so in a lifetime, you could have observed this if you were very young and very old. The first flight to actually bring people to the moon and back, July 1969, that level of progression from no flight existing to be able to go to the moon and back is pretty amazing when you think about technological progressions.
That must have been a real moment the first time someone realized a plane needed a toilet.
Oh, who took
That's
the first?
more impressive than the Wright brothers.
Who took the first aerial poop? Help me out.
I've never thought of that as a particularly dramatic or exciting development, I'm afraid.
Why don't bicycles have toilets?
Don't go
it would
far
save
enough.
you having to get off. I might write that down and copyright it.
Yeah,
What's the point of atoms? You know, do we really need them, or could we just do without?
No.
We do really need them because
They're everything.
We are made of atoms. Everything in the world is made of atoms. So without them, we wouldn't be here.
Our eyes made of atoms.
Yeah.
Yes.
My feet made of atoms.
Yes.
Oh, she just keeps asking
I mean, I could
about things.
Why?
save you the bother by everything you say.
Absolutely
All
everything.
stuff is made
Keep
of
naming
atoms.
things. Be
Our
funny.
thoughts made of atoms.
Well, no. Thought.
Well,
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah. Isn't there actual impulses that are stored somewhere? It has some kind of tangible thing, right? Thoughts are thoughts made of matter?
Well then.
Okay. But thought. Okay.
All right, that was a great compilation there. A good mix of all like the different science and philosophy and of course the history, my favorite stuff there. And it was great to see a bunch of new content. So hopefully more stuff is getting out there. If you guys got some other good compilations, especially of some of the newer stuff that I probably haven't seen, you can check out. I've got, if I haven't made it yet, I'll make a playlist of the Philomena Cunk stuff because it has been very popular and you guys can watch all of it. But maybe if you've watched those, you can help me know which other stuff to look at, because I want to see stuff for the first time and be able to comment and laugh with you on it and get more genuine reactions there. By the way, best place to do that is actually over my Discord server. If you're linked down below, there is a link to join our Discord server, and there is a channel or a channel for video suggestions. That's the best place to get stuff to my attention, just because it's in one place and I can see it all the time. All right. Either way, though, I'll definitely look forward to more stuff, and at the very least, if this video is doing well, I'll definitely try to go hunt down for some more Philomena Cunk because I've really enjoyed it. All right, with that, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.